I'm Adam, play bass.
I'm Bobby, I play drums. Kevin, I need to learn.
Oh, yeah, I know, right? I gotta remember. Kevin, guitar. Am I looking at you guys?
Yeah, you
Dude, Kevin, guitar.
Damien, I play the vocals, sing the vocals.
He's got to learn that too, I guess.
A lot of learning going on.
I still remember the lyrics, I think.
How to play
I
that?
think she has questions.
Sorry.
Sorry.
What's the name of the band? You want to say it all together?
On three, guys.
Burn season, there it is.
Yeah, I'm the guy who actually was dumb enough to do this when I was like 18 years old.
Or the smartest thing you could have done.
Or smartest.
Yes, to tell.
Somewhere in between, for sure. Yeah, I don't think
We'll
it was
find out.
the dumbest or smartest thing I've ever done. But
The Pontiac.
Yeah.
oh yeah, just in case anybody didn't know what band I played in, they knew
There
for
you
sure.
go.
Everything. It's different. The way it used to be. I would say that for the recording process, we all would just kind of go in and as a band and you kind of everyone had their own vibe and their own way of doing something. We used to jam in a band room and practice like bands. My band doesn't even do that. Like now. So yeah, I would just say bands were bands 20 years ago, a lot more than they are now. And I know that sounds weird to say, but on the studio, and a lot of the studio records that are made today,
A lot of
sometimes
bands
members aren't
write
on
in the
them, you know?
studio now, not in the band room.
Right.
And yeah, that's the big differentiator. Yeah, we definitely wrote in the band room. Like somebody comes up with a riff and you go in there and you start jamming and work it out. And yeah, it's definitely way more old school than, at least my understanding, most bands don't write that way anymore. So
There was like a freeness to it too. There was zero didn't feel like a job. We talked about this. We would go and it was like hang out every night. We go hang out, party, practice, beer, call the girls. Who's coming over? And then it was just fun. And then that energy was, you'd catch it. And then
yeah, I remember
cool.
Adam and I, when we talked on the phone, I feel like we had this realization. I was like, we used to rehearse 5 nights a week, like every week, and you never had to convince us to go to band practice.
Yep.
It's pretty cool.
Like it's like where we.
that didn't hurt. That was a sick band room.
Well, it's just where we wanted to be. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, I'm gonna hang out with this girl, or whatever. It's like, bring her. Let's go. Like yeah, and it was. We played that often, and it was great.
I have a 20-year-old son. I met his mom at that band room.
There you go.
One of those nights.
There you go.
It's kind of cool, yeah. The record came out October 11th, and then he was born the 26th, so.
Yeah.
This morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the song. This morning.
There's absolutely multiple songs that I think at this point we would. Our fans would be very disappointed if we didn't play like a handful of unreleased songs that just have always been a part of our show, and yeah, that's a fact. This morning would definitely be high on that list.
Yeah.
What's the story about this morning? Why didn't it get released?
It's just a lot of sensitivity. Yeah. You want to explain that, Bobby?
Dude, why that one didn't get released? Yeah. I don't know. I think we were focused on 12 songs and.
We did record that for for the debut album. There's a video that I found recently of you guys were jamming it in the studio, recording the guitars to it.
We did.
But
we
it
went
just
to
didn't
Vision and
make it on
recorded
the
some
album.
stuff, and that may have been one of them. And the owner Scott burned the masters or something. He deleted them.
That's cool.
Perfect. I always love that.
But this morning, I think was part of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, anytime when you do an album, you know, you might have like 20 songs or something that you record, and then you only release 10, 11, 12 of them.
And not all of it is, you know, up to us. Like, I'll never forget the phone call. We were stoked. I was high as a kite on this one song, JWDC. And I was like, yes. And we recorded it with Sam, actually.
Yeah.
And we were all like, yes. And we called the label, and then they called us back. And one of the lyrics in it was, all you motherfuckers. And all they said was like, motherfuckers, guys, come on. Motherfuckers, we can do better. The song didn't make it on the record. So there's these guys that are like just dropping the axe.
Yeah.
This morning must have got axed.
Yeah, it must have got axed. But yeah, that's funny.
Motherfuckers, guys.
And we were so stoked about this song. Like we were all gung ho, and then the label got us on a conference call, and we're like, motherfuckers, guys, like, come on.
You could have just changed the lyric or the.
Probably. I don't think they were very excited about the song in general. But
we were hard headed too.
We were like, you're not gonna tell me what to do. They're like, oh yeah, well it's not going on the record.
Haven't already been dropped and jaded by major. And yeah, I think at that time it was like, we want to do things our way.
Yeah. Ultimately, it did not make it on the album.
No.
So apparently, they did have the final say.
Ouch.
Well, so to be clear, our debut album is actually a hybrid, because we recorded a whole album with the producer Bob Marlette, and then by the time we actually released it on our new label, we took, I think it was like 9 songs or something off of that album, and then we put like 3 or 4 new songs that we had been, that we had written after that had happened. And so yeah, it kind of was a hybrid. It's hard to say like what we could have been or what we were. I think we did our best to blend those two together, at least at that time, because we were done with the album in 2003, and then we didn't release the actual album on the new label until 2005. So, you know, in that time period, we were still writing, we were still doing things or whatever. So, yeah, we ultimately had to compile them together and come up with what we thought and what the label thought were the best songs to go on there, and that's what it ended up being.
Yeah. Yeah, when I look at the live stuff more so than the record from that time frame, I see like what never was / what could have been. We were just talking about that. I was like, if VH1 was still a thing today, it's not like where are they now, because it was never that. It'd be like a show called like who fumbled this the best, and it's like I feel like I see that a lot when I see some of the old live stuff from that time frame. Like, dude, we were kind of
We had some songs that definitely were smash, and once again, like the label or whomever would be like, I don't know about that.
They
like,
fumbled it.
like, okay, well, it's weird because every time we play this song live, everyone is like
they're really into
losing
it.
their minds. But yeah, I guess apparently we don't know anything. Cool. Yeah, let's go.
The time from being signed in 01 to making the record, to it all, I mean, there was a lot of things that happened in those moments, but the label just went through a massive transition where the VP was fired, then the A&R guy was fired, and then next thing you know, they bring in new people, and they're looking at our record, and they're like, I don't know, it kind of sounds like Def Leppard. And then they...
No, they said we sounded like POD.
Or whatever it was, they said something like that. And they were looking for bands, they had just signed a band like Jet, and that whole movement, like the
Strokes.
a lot of that stuff was becoming very popular. A lot of the Hot Topic stuff, the My Chemical Romance, and all that. And I feel like active rock was still a thing, but the label in that moment was not looking for active rock. They were looking for something completely new and different. So we didn't.
And not to mention that also the label got shut down.
Eventually, yeah.
Elektra,
yeah.
Which did not
merged. A lot of merges.
Yeah, a label that literally had AC/DC, Pantera, Motley Crue, like some of the biggest bands in the world. Yeah, it was a strange time. We had a lot to figure out at that time.
So then we went in the independent label route and tried that, and man, that was fun. Well, you learn a lot. You learn a lot. You just learn a lot. This industry can definitely throw you.
We were very blessed to have cool friends to bring us on tour and do different things, and we were honestly, I think we were, at that time too, we were really coming into our own as a live band.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that was the biggest thing that really happened, because when we originally got signed, you have these songs that you did with this producer, and then you almost have to relearn these songs that you did at that time, and then learn how to play them live and learn how to be a good live band and put a show on and do all that stuff. And we, after that happened, it I think forced us, it kind of kicked us in a direction of being like, okay, we're going to be the best live band now. Like, I mean, literally, we're going to kill everybody. And we have good friends that are going to take us on tour or whatever, and we're just going to really hone our skills in that environment. And that's really where we built our audience, was playing live. It's like almost like our record, by the time it came out, it was like everyone already knew these songs.
I can say from my world, I was just out in the Mojave Desert. I was in the desert, and I was just, I called Damon and say, like, what's up? And we talked about Ryan Sandberg. He had just died, and we were like, his name is Ryan, not Ryan. By the way, did you realize it's been 20 years since the record came out? We're like, holy shit. The show? We want to do a show? It's like, I don't know. I was like, is that guy in?
We should.
Is that guy in? I'm in. Let's go.
We should. If there was ever a time to do a show, it's the 20th anniversary of this album, and it obviously is the album still to this day, like our fans have always gravitated towards, and those songs and those whatevers, and I think also it's I underestimated this part of it, but since we announced it and all that, it's also the nostalgia of that time period. It's that scene.
It's weirdly popular.
It's all those people that were like a part of that. Like, it's, I don't know, I think it made us realize that it's far less for us and completely about them, like our fans. Like, it's about giving them an awesome experience to almost kind of relive that time period and us do it all together, and that's what I think is beautiful about what we're doing. It's not clouded by anything else. There's no promoter. There's no anybody telling us what to do. It's just straight up us having a fan experience with the people that we think matter most. So
it feels like it's gonna be like stepping in.
Do you mind if we just break that really quick?
I'm so sorry.
no problem.
It was just the mouse.
It's okay. It'll look.
Yeah, go for it.
That's happened.
Break all of them.
Just so you know, that's happened more than twice. So don't
Okay.
worry about it.
Perfect.
No, I was saying it feels like it hasn't happened yet, but I feel like I can already predict. It feels like you're gonna walk into like a time machine. It's gonna be.
Yeah.
I already like bracing myself for like just the being inundated with like the fans, like you know what I mean, like
the people we haven't
hey
seen.
man, how's it going? It's like whoa, bro. But it's cool.
You're still alive.
Yeah, right. You made it this long. Whoa.
We made it this long.
Yeah.
Yeah, we made it this long, and shoot, there's some fans too that we're like, man, based on what you were doing back in the day, I didn't even think you would have survived. So good on you.
I had some of that shit. You gave it to me one night. How did you make it? I barely made it 20 years ago.
That's funny.
Trick question.
We'll find out.
Yeah. What he said.
Yeah, well, we haven't. Tonight is actually the first night that we're jamming together. So,
History.
I guess we don't actually have an answer to that question right now. But I would say on the surface, I would say it hasn't. I mean, the best part about having great friends and having people that you've had this many experiences with and everything is, they say like best friendships, even if you haven't spoken in years or whatever, it's like you pick up right where you left off. That's the vibe that I get from everybody. It's feels right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
it just
Bob and I-
feels normal. You're like, oh, doesn't matter that we haven't spoken however long, or we haven't jammed together in however long, or whatever the case is. It's I feel like we're just gonna pick up where we left off.
We've talked over the years, but when burn season kind of came to that, it's like official close. I mean, we were dining on Burn Rod Barbecue, and we talked about we were gonna like get some Burn Rod Barbecue right after this. It was like picked up right where we left off,
It's crazy.
I think the style of music is actually on a resurgence. So it's hard to say.
Will the algorithm think so?
Yeah, it's all algorithms now.
It's very difficult to say. Obviously, we would like to think that it would be well received. I mean, I've thought that about so many different bands. If Rage Against the Machine's first album came out tomorrow and nobody had ever heard it, would people be as excited as they were in like '92? I would hope so, and I guess I would hope the same thing for our album. Definitely the whole, we got lumped into that new metal / hard rock thing, whatever was going on in that early 2000s, which is great. I mean, we love those bands and it was a lot of fun. So I would, with that becoming popular again, and a lot of those bands are still doing well, I would hope it will be well received, but who knows?
I don't.
You don't
can
know.
be confident and say, hell yeah.
Hell yeah!
Hell
would
yeah,
be
it would blow up.
Hell yeah, brother.
biggest band ever. Good Lord, I've heard stories that Fred Durst produced our first album. I've heard, which is not true. I've heard stories that Sam played in our band, like as a permanent member at some point, which was not true. I don't think we would have been super upset about that. No offense, Adam, but no, that none of that ever happened.
That the tantric singer took the radio promoter from under my arm at a radio show? False. That
Yeah.
never happened.
Definitely a true story.
Definitely happened.
Any other misconceptions would be there's a lot of people didn't understand what really happened in the time frame between our first and second labels too, and so I think people like to just make things up, and that was also a time when the internet was not the internet that it is now.
Like TMZ.
So yeah, like pretty much people could say whatever they wanted,
Yeah.
and you wouldn't even know that was being said until like
Yeah.
10 years later, and you're like, wait, what? Like that
didn't
that
happen.
was not even close to what happened. So yeah, there was some levels of stuff that happened through that too.
We recorded that record in '02, right? Times Union came out and did like a big story on it, and the Times Union. Yeah, the paper. So this is before MySpace. This is before Facebook or any of that stuff when we made it.
Yeah, they flew out to LA and like spent like a few days with us. Yeah.
So
I
then,
remember that.
how you would get like music news would be what, like the PRP, was that a thing then?
Yeah,
The PRP, why do I know that name?
Yeah,
Pimp Rock Palace.
yeah. And
It was like
Yeah.
a news source back in the day.
What was the other
kind of like a
one?
Blabbermouth or
Yeah,
some of those.
it was before
They're
that.
still around now. But,
Yeah.
And then there was like still magazines or
Yeah, the paper and magazines. Yeah, so all like my parents, I was like, I'm doing a thing with the folio, and they're like, "You're huge!
yeah.
We're extra, read all about it! My son's on the cover!"
Like, get 100 copies of it.
They're like so stoked.
Yeah.
The paper!
yeah. That was the thing.
Or my mom would make like clippings out of it.
Yeah.
She'd be like, look, I saved this for you.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird, mom.
That's funny. Newspaper clippings.
That's sweet.
My mom did the same
Dude,
thing.
yeah, they got it. It's like scrapbooks.
They're happy. That's so cute.
Yeah, if you ever like, if the newspaper of Deb ever falls across your desk, you'd be like, Kevin is massive. It's like the biggest guy that ever lived.
I think the hardest thing to do, and this is something that Bobby and I have, we've fiddled around with it over the years, is trying to, make new music. And it's like, we all still make new music. And I know Bobby and I do a lot too, but trying to make something that sounds like Burn Season, the way that we remember it and the way we want it to be, that is the challenge, I think. Because, it's kind of like trying to catch lightning in a bottle, it's like, that was effortless at that time back in the day, but now it's different. And I do think that it would evolve to whatever that would be. And speaking for everyone in the room, but I mean, I would never rule out us making new music. But I think fans don't realize how much of a challenge that actually is, because a lot of times that's one of the first things they always say. There's like, you could literally put a picture of your feet on like a Burn Season page, and they're like, "You making new music?" It's like, not exactly.
Yeah, I think, it's like a relationship. If the magic's there, if you get in a room and everyone's having fun, and I think then what you would get with that is an organic.
Yeah.
You capture it again. Whereas if you're like, well, we already broke up, and I still like you, but should we really do it again? And then you're like, all right, let's get back in. And then
What about this riff?
You wake up the next morning after that night, you're like, oh, I made a mistake.
Yeah.
If it was like, then if you were forcing it after that, then you'd just be forcing it. But yeah, I think if the magic was there, which we were saying it's been 15, 16 years since the four of us have even been all in a room together with music and gear. So we went in there right now and we're just like, are you feeling that? Yeah, dude, this is 20 years ago. Yeah.
Who knows?
Maybe we put some music out.
That's it. Press record. Let's go.
Yeah, call the girls. Get back, record it.
But yeah, I mean, that's kind of the whole thing, though. Is it's something that can't be forced. Something that has to feel right to all of us. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always think that we're gonna make more music, and we'll see how that goes.
What about you? I'm curious, genuinely, lyrically speaking. Is there anything you look back at and you're like, because it's, from the disposition of a 23-year-old versus
I mean, I realized that I wrote a lot of depressing stuff. I talked a lot about very dark subject matter, which, I don't know, it felt natural at the time. The funniest part to me actually is when you take a song like Perfect, Perfect, it's basically kind of a love song or whatever that I wrote about my still wife, and Bobby and I had written it together way back in that time, and people still are getting married to that song. It's their first dance songs and different stuff. But I think the meaning overall for a lot of the songs, it's kind of the same, I guess. I mean, it makes me go back to the time frame and a lot of the things that I was writing about, and all that was real. It doesn't make it any less real that it's 20 years later. It's just might not be my life now. Might not be what I deal with on a more consistent basis now, thankfully. But it was all real. So I don't know. I look back on that time of all of our lives, and it's all positive to me, even though I was getting a lot of emotional things that I was either dealing with or people around me was dealing with at that time. I got to, make that immortal. It's now a part of something that, kind of lasts forever, which is the beauty of music.
Natural, I hope.
Yeah. I kind of think, like we said, I feel like it'll just be, we'll pick up where we left off.
It was fun. Like when I saw you in the parking lot, I was like, I haven't seen that motherfucker in like so long. And like it was just kind of like, oh, it's just Kevin. Like, just like it was like
He ran over a snake on the way here and put it on his feet. Classic Kevin.
I definitely will echo that same
If you ever want to
sentiment.
go, if you want to go camping or you're lost in the woods, that's the guy you want with you.
Perfect.
Definitely.
I'll keep that in mind.
I can make coffee. I can make a fire. Keep you warm.
Oh my god.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think just even in us not even have touched an instrument together yet, it's pretty obvious that, our chemistry still exists. So, it feels, but that's that real friendship, like I said earlier, that's what makes it real, is that it doesn't matter how often you've spoken over the years or whatever. It's like when you get back in a room with those people and, it's like you pick right up where you left off and you're like, hey.
It's pretty
my
nice.
buddies.
Like
My buddies,
when you think
yeah.
about it, like, because we all met as teenagers, like just kind of differently. Like we worked at Briny Bay together, I think.
dude, oh
Like,
yeah.
Like I was like 14.
Yeah.
And then we were in like little teenage circuit, and I remember him and I met. I think I met Bobby first because he was, even at 14, I was like, that kid can play drums like better than everybody. But then Dave and I were both like these like wild 16-year-olds that had cars, and we just wanted to like drive around town and trade band rooms for bottles of Jack, and like it's crazy that was so long ago.
Yeah, we
Bob's story.
I think we
Yeah.
I think we officially met at
618.
Papa Roach opening for Order by Chaos before Papa Roach's first album came out.
Which was like a block up and across the street from our band room.
Yeah.
Down that we
Yeah.
ended up being in down the line at
Yeah.
where that voodoo was.
And I remember us both watching Papa Roach going like, what is they were so good
nobody
live.
there.
Well, yeah, that was right before. Like I remember a week later, the Last Resort came out.
Yeah. Nobody had ever heard of him. There was no videos on MTV. The record wasn't out. It wasn't any of that. But I remember going back to my high school with like that 2-song sampler and being like, ugh.
And then we ended up doing shows with them, like
Yeah.
with Burn Season down the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of crazy.
Yeah, the business is weird like that.